Hi everyone, today I wanted to talk about audiobooks. So I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I listen to them in the car, I listen to them before I go to sleep. So I have gone through quite a few books this first half of the year. So I wanted to kind of do a recap of the books that I've listened to, but on audio. So the first couple is The Silkworm and Career of Evil by Robert Galbraith. Now, Robert Galbraith is another pen name pseudonym for J.K. Rowling, and she wrote this 3-book series, kind of like a mystery series, about a detective. So the first book, I think it was called Cuckoo's Calling, was really, really good. And then the second two, The Silkworm and Career of Evil, I listened to on audio. These books are about the detective. His name is Cameron Strike. He's kind of a war veteran, and he's kind of worked for government, stuff like that, so he becomes a private detective, but he's really good. So then these high-profile people come to him when there's like a murder. So I think the first murder was like a rich person's sister had gotten killed. The second one, author had gotten killed. So kind of just these high-profile books. I actually really, really liked the first book, The Cuckoo's Calling, but the second 2 books, to me, weren't as good. They were still very entertaining, but definitely the first one was good. So those are the first 2 audiobooks that I listened to. The second one is Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. This is kind of like a chick lit, fun, romantic comedy book. It's about 2 girls. Their names are Beth and Jennifer, and they use their company computer to write personal emails to each other, talking about their life. One of the girls has like a crush on someone, so all these emails go back and forth, and it's the job of a guy named Lincoln to kind of make sure, he's kind of like in cybersecurity, so he's making sure everything's above board, and he starts reading these emails, and he starts really liking the girls, and he falls in love with Beth. So it's kind of that whole kind of you got mail type of thing, but not. So that one was a cute one. The next 4 are P.S. I Like You, The Fill-In Boyfriend, The Distance Between Us, and On the Fence. All 4 of those are by Casey West, and she writes kind of fun, romantic teenage romances, and they're very good. The thing about Casey West is that once I start listening to them, I can't stop. I made the mistake of starting P.S. I Like You like at 10 o'clock at night one time, and I didn't fall asleep till like 6 in the morning, and I only got like half an hour sleep before I had to go to work. So the way she writes it, it's so funny. It was like 3 in the morning, and I'm laughing out loud at some of the stuff that she writes. So out of those 4, I think I like P.S. I Like You the best. So the other one's The Fill-In Boyfriend. So P.S. I Like You is about this girl. She's in school one day, and she starts writing song lyrics of one of her obscure favorite bands on her desk. And the next day, someone has written the second part of the song on the desk, and she's like, oh, wait, who could this be? And then she kind of starts like a pen pal relationship with someone, and she doesn't realize that it's the guy she really hates. So that was kind of like a funny one. The second one, The Fill-In Boyfriend, is about this girl. She gets dumped right before prom, and she asks this random guy who was in the parking lot to be her fill-in boyfriend, And he's like, okay. And then kind of like what happens from there. So it's another funny one. The Distance Between Us, it's a little more serious. It's still pretty funny, and I really liked it. It's about this girl. She is kind of very wary of rich people. Her and her mom own a doll store, and one day the rich boy from the neighborhood comes in, and he's really nice, and she's like, what's he hiding? But it's kind of like her misconceptions of rich people, and him getting to know her. So that one was really cute. And On the Fence is about this girl, and she's kind of a tomboyish, and she starts finding that she's falling for her best friend, who like is part of the family. So all four of those were just really cute. I really like Casey West, so I really enjoyed listening to them on audio, and the person who reads them on audio is very, very good. The next one I read is actually one of the only few, or heard, it's actually only one of the few ones that I listened to, is Sisters Red by Jackson Pierce. This is kind of a retelling of Little Red Riding Hood, a modern retelling of Little Red Riding Hood. It's about two sisters, Scarlet and Rosie, and they kind of have to grow up to defeat the big bad wolf, which is kind of these fantasy people. Like, if you get bitten by them, you could become one, kind of like a werewolf type of thing. And they feel that it's their life mission to like destroy these wolves. So it's kind of like the story of these two sisters. So it's kind of like Little Red Riding Hood, kind of like Snow White, Rose Red, kind of a little bit of that. But I like fairy tale retellings, so I like that one. The next ones that I listened to on audio were Anna and the French Kiss and Lola and the Boy Next Door, and by Stephanie Perkins. And it's a story about, so Anna and the French Kiss is a story about this girl. She goes to France to boarding school, and she meets Etienne St. Clair, one of the students there, and they fall in love with the backdrop of France. It has gotten a lot of good reviews, and I found it entertaining, but not as good as people had said it was. Like, I felt it was really hyped up, but it was still really cute, a story. The second one, Lola and the Boy Next Door. So, a girl who lives kind of in the neighborhood where Anna lives is Lola, so everyone's kind of connected. She lives with her family, and then the boy next door, his name is Cricket, comes back from college, and she had liked him when she was younger, and then she's like, ooh, does he still like me? What's going on? You know, I still like him, kind of. So that one was a very cute story. I think I talked about the third book in the series, Isla and the Happily Ever After. I think that one was my favorite out of those three books. But these ones were just a fun listen to. The next one I read was The Host by Stephanie Meyer. And if you guys know, she's the author of the Twilight series. The Host is kind of a sci-fi story about a girl named Melanie. And in this, kind of in the future, these aliens come and like start kind of living inside people. So this alien comes and lives inside Melanie, but Melanie's soul, who Melanie is still in there and fighting to get out. So it's kind of this war between the host and Melanie trying to come out. But the host, she's kind of like this very innocent kind of person, so she's trying to figure out the world of humans. It was kind of interesting. I really got annoyed at the character of the host. I like Melanie. The character was written really funny. And so once she was inhabited by the host, she finds like the only settlement of humans who are not inhabited by hosts, and they just don't trust her yet. And one of the guys there was a guy she knew from a long time ago, Jared, and it's kind of him trying to figure out, okay, I don't know if I like Melanie being inhabited by this host. What do you do? These are aliens. But it was an interesting read. I'm starting to read, I'm listening to on audio Stephanie Meyer's other book, The Chemist, and that one was very interesting too. So I'll tell you about that next time. But that was The Host. And then the last two recent that I've listened to were To All the Boys I Loved Before and P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. These are really, really cute stories. So, To All the Boys I Loved Before, it's about this girl named Laura Jean, and when she was younger, she had written these love letters to 5 boys that she fell in love with. And at the beginning of the book, these letters somehow get sent to the boys, and she has to deal with the ramifications going, oh yeah, I did write that letter a long time ago. And kind of what happens there, one of the boys is the next door neighbor, who had once dated her sister. Another one is like the good-looking cool boy at school, Peter, and another one, John, he's the smart one. He was the quiet one when they first knew each other, but now he's the smart one. And P.S. I Still Love You is kind of the continuation of the story. I almost feel that you could, like, read them together because they basically, the 2 books basically start right where the other one leaves off. So that one, it was really, really cute. There's a lot of baking in the books that I just kind of was like, oh, baking sounds fun. So anyway, so those are some of the audiobooks that I read or I listened to this first half of 2017. And if you've read any that you thought were good, let me know in the comments below, because I definitely love audiobooks. And I hope you like this video. Like and subscribe, and I will talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.